Hey guys, welcome to Trade by Trade, where I go from simulator to real money. Day 2, and I went big today. Over $3,000. Let's get into it. Okay, so starting off, you can see in the top left corner my position summary. Up almost 3,000 on the day. CWD was my main gainer. MMA. I wanted to start with these trades because sometimes when you're trying to get into a trade, especially with the simulator, or even if you're doing real money, you might not get your position filled. So if you look in the bottom two charts, MMA, I was trying to trade the 1 minute, the 10 second. I was trying to get in on some of these pullbacks. If you see on the 1 minute, it's starting to pull back. I put in an order for 197. It doesn't get filled, and then it starts to pull away. So I missed out on some gainers on this, but I wanted to show these because sometimes your positions don't get filled. So you might have a good entry, you might time it right, but sometimes you won't get in. Or there might be slippage or it might be partial fills. Now for the simulator training, you don't get partial fills. You might miss a fill, but that might be a problem if you're going into real money, is that you might put an order for 1,000 shares and you only might fill partial of it. 500 shares, 250 shares. Again, not really a problem in the simulator. You tend to get all the shares you ask for. But if the stock price doesn't drop down enough, then you still might miss out. So I put another order in at $2.07 on that pullback, hoping it was going to rip up, and sure enough it does, but it goes on without me. So just another lesson for this, that sometimes you might put your order in and sometimes it might not get filled. So this one is CWD. This one is the one that I made decent money on today. This is the one that had the highest volume, the lowest float of the day. This was pre-market too. On my video yesterday and the week before, I wasn't doing pre-market, but OCTO took off yesterday in the pre-market, and I didn't want to miss this. I was on about an hour before opening bell, and I didn't want to miss this. It was moving good. There's a pullback here on the 10 second, not on the 1 minute. I got in about 36, and then she starts to take off, and I took some for my first trade. This one was really going good. This one goes up over, I think, 2,000% for the high, and it's mostly pre-market. This one moves CWD. Then it starts to take off, and I took my first profits on that one. I wasn't able to get my position chart on the beginning, but I'm going back and just kind of showing you the trades that I took. This is a little bit later, CWD. I do a bigger position size on this one. I'm looking at the CWD, the MACD on the bottom. It's wide open. The volume bars right above it are all green. The biggest ones are green. Only small red bars, which is really good. And these little pullbacks is where I'm trying to buy. So I average around the $40 mark here. This nice pullback, and then I'm looking for it to rip. It does it a few times here that you can see. I get in, around $40. And this is where your entry point is really going to matter. If you get it closer to the bottom, then you're not sweating as much. If you get it close to the top and it starts dropping, sometimes you'll drop out early, right? But if you get it nice and low at the bottom of a candle, gives you a lot of room to kind of, not sweat it and wait. And then it starts to take off here. And then I sold it around 43. Again, it goes higher than that. I mean, I could have held it longer, but again, I'm just trying to stay green, trying to get in and out, get consistent. And that was my big one that got me to 2,900 for CWD. And then MMA is another one that I traded. I made a few $100 off that one. On your bottom there in the charting, I tried to buy for a pullback here. It came off a halt, so it was actually moving quite volatile. I was able to get in at 179, so a good entry, I thought. The 10 second was a micro pullback. It was on the uptrend. It was still able to get about $120 out of that. I ended up selling here, about $130. Get in, get out. Nice execution on that one. And if you look on the right, the CWD, during regular hours, it actually lost most of its gain. So I was trading it at about $36, $40, and then that was pretty much the highs. Once the the opening bell opened, it kind of tanked and it didn't get back its gains, and so I was trading at a good time. If I didn't trade pre-market, I would have missed the whole ride. So getting in here at 180, again, a nice pullback. This one was a better pullback. Really happy about this position. It's still low, but I'm still actually up at this point. So that's where your entry point is really going to matter. If you get it nice and low like that, you're not sweating it if it's hanging around here because you're still up. And, my plan is to kind of test the view out there and kind of rip up. At this point, I see it climbing again. The MACD's open. Everything looks good. Now I'm just kind of waiting for that entry point or that exit point, take my profits and go. Remember, this is not financial advice. Trading is risky. You got to do your own research. And hope you enjoy my journey here. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today was the best day yet. Just trying to stay consistent, stay green, take it trade by trade. See you on the next one.